Voodoo Whiskey Gaming, and this is my late review of the Not a Hero DLC for Resident Evil 7. I played it on the Xbox One, it's also available on the PS4, and I assume PC. So, like I said, this is DLC, so this will be fairly short. In the Not a Hero DLC, you play as Chris Redfield, who I've gotta say looks nothing like Chris Redfield. I don't know why that is, because the Resident Evil Vendetta movie came out after this, and it had the normal Chris Redfield that we all know, voiced by the same guy that we all know, and so it's a little weird that in this game, which came out before that movie, he doesn't look the same or sound the same. But there are some questions answered regarding the ending of Resident Evil 7, so here are some brief spoilers. This is a spoiler warning. There are going to be some spoilers here because I can't really continue this without addressing them. I'll stop having the spoiler warning thing when I'm done with the spoilers. So that is your spoiler warning. So the spoilers are that Chris Redfield, he is with Umbrella, but not like as a job or permanently. He still very much distrusts Umbrella. He is, however, with them right there as an agent of the BSAA. He's basically advising them and working with them in this situation. Also, this is not the Umbrella that you know. They reorganized themselves essentially as a PMC, so they're no longer in like chemistry and shit like that. They don't make chemicals anymore. So the likelihood of them making biological weapons is supposedly less. Okay, so that is the end of the spoilers. Spoiler warning gone. Chris Redfield is at the Baker residence, and he is basically trying to capture Lucas, who is still on the run, as you'll recall. And to put it simply, you and your crew of Umbrella folk are stuck in like a Jigsaw-esque trap thing. As we all know, Lucas is big on his traps and games, and it's a lot like Saw. Except for, honestly, it's kind of less interesting than Saw. That having been said, there are a few things in this DLC that do answer some questions that I had regarding the Baker's residence and like how crazy fancy it was and all the like intricate stuff, because that shit would be crazy expensive. And you see some stuff in this DLC like a giant industrial tunneling drill, and you're like, how could they ever afford that? Well, that's kind of answered in this DLC. As for the audio, despite the fact it is not the same voice actor for Chris, the voice actor does do a good job. The voiceover work by Lucas is good. Everyone does a good job overall. Once again, the sound effects are excellent. I didn't consider this scary because, I mean, you've got a gun right away. You're kind of a badass to start. So the audio didn't matter as much regarding like trying to be spooky, but the sound effects were there and they did a good job. Onto the gameplay mechanics, it's once again a first-person shooter, and unlike the first one, it's far less horror, like I said, because you start right away with guns. There's one mechanic that I didn't really enjoy. It was kind of annoying. There are now white molded, and they are much more difficult to kill. Basically, they regenerate too quickly for regular bullets to do any damage to them. So they were kind of a pain in the ass. The puzzles, in all honesty, are super easy in this game. None of them were really challenging, which was kind of disappointing, considering Lucas is all about his puzzles and his saw traps and stuff like that. There are some small, kind of pointless elements in this game, like needing night vision for certain areas to progress, or needing a better respirator for your mask to progress. Things like that. They did that to add, I don't know what, because it really didn't add much. As for the controls worked very well. I didn't have any problems with the shooting. I honestly think these controls are excellent. I'm legitimately surprised by that because it's not like Capcom has ever really been known for its first-person shooters, but here they are, and Resident Evil 7 was just as well done, and they continue that. Lastly, the graphics. Once again, it's a very good-looking game. Resident Evil 7 was a very good-looking game, so it's not that surprising that its DLC looks good. To wrap it up on this, I've got to say that the wait, absolutely not worth it. Is the DLC good? Yes, it's enjoyable. It's very enjoyable. But the fact that this DLC was supposed to come out back in March is ridiculous, because it doesn't add enough to make it worth that wait. That's like a 9-month wait we're talking about. That having been said, I did enjoy myself, and if you have like the season pass or deluxe edition, whatever, and you get this for free, yeah, go for it. If you had to pay for it, I don't know that I'd recommend it because it doesn't quite live up to the wait. And as always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you like what I'm doing in general, share, subscribe. Have a good one.